right between his legs. He walked me home over to where we lived that night. And we went to Duck Inn once or twice and went on 1 or 2 dates, and next thing I know, I was married.
So did he ask you?
3 months after I was married, I got pregnant.
Yeah.
So somebody pushed you into him at the skating rink.
Yeah.
So did he ask you to marry him that night?
Oh no.
No?
Oh no. We had a few dates.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. He was working days and I was working days.
Yeah.
And then the next week, we had shift work, and he had shift work. We didn't have graveyard, but they did at paper mill. So we could see each other, you know. It might not be very long, but we was together all the time.
So y'all met in May and you got married 4th of July.
Mom and Daddy had never.
And your mom and daddy never met him? Wow.
Well, I had went home one time. This guy that we came down here with lived down here, but he still had stuff at Burn Springs too, where we lived out in the country. So he went home one weekend, and we went with him in the back end of a pickup truck, because that's what he had.
Yeah.
And so then when he came back, we came back, first we had to go back to work.
Right.
So I had his watch on, at Billy's watch.
Oh, okay.
And Sarah said, Mama, Dorot's got a boyfriend. I know she's got a boyfriend because she's
Got his watch.
got his watch on. She's got his watch on. But at that time, I didn't know if anything. He was just a boyfriend.
Right.
So,
You didn't know you were going to get married that quick.
no.
Where'd y'all live?
In his room.
At his house?
No, at Miss Rhodes' house.
Oh, yeah.
At that big, he had a huge, the high ceilings and the big room.
Uh-huh.
And we had a bed, a dresser, a small stove. It just had 4 eyes and an oven.
Uh-huh.
Well, I had a cabinet was about as wide as from the window to the door.
Uh-huh.
It had doors on the bottom and glass on the top.
Uh-huh.
And I had a table and 2 chairs
Uh-huh.
and a refrigerator.
Uh-huh.
that
All in
big room.
his room. Oh, so it was like a little apartment basically for y'all then.
Yeah, we had everything we needed in there.
Right.
And we had the counter caught off, and Billy put a rod in the wall. I mean, on things, and put a rod on there. That's where we hung our clothes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, that many years ago.
Life was a lot simpler then, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, you could get a loaf of bread for a nickel,
Right.
a gallon of milk for a quarter.
Right. Right.
When I was pregnant with Pat, all I wanted was raw Irish potatoes and bologna, crackers.
Really? That's
Just-
funny.
It was a grocery store right up on the corner. There was a pharmacy right on the corner there
Yeah.
at Adams Street where you goes across.
Right.
It was the pharmacy, and the next part there was a grocery store, and then on down there was something else, and then the White House Cafe. The White House Cafe is where we ate breakfast on our first morning.
Oh, yeah.
When he come in from work off a graveyard,
Uh-huh.
I got up and we went and ate breakfast.
Because y'all got married and then he went to work that night and worked graveyard and then
Yeah.
you went home and went to sleep or
Yeah.
went to his house and went to sleep. Right.
When he
Wow.
came in from work, we went to the White House Cafe and ate breakfast.
Wonder how much he made an hour then.
I don't know, but $21 a week is what he brought home.
Oh,
That
okay.
was after the stuff was took out.
Right.
And
$21
we
a
had
week.
plenty of money
Yeah.
because we bought groceries.
Right.
It's like I said, you get a loaf of bread for a nickel.
Right.
Yeah.
So when y'all moved out and you got your first house, where did you rent a house or?
We moved down the street, and there was a woman that had another regular apartment in her house.
Uh-huh.
It was 2 rooms, and it was a bedroom and living room all together,
Uh-huh.
and then the kitchen and eating place
Right.
was where we lived when Pat was born.
Oh, okay. When did y'all move here?
Oh, after Cliff Hill. The day Mona started to school,
Oh, okay.
Labor Day weekend, and Mona started school on Tuesday after.
Oh,
Labor Day.
okay. And y'all moved out here then.
Yeah, she's 60-something years old.
Right. Yeah.
She started school we moved on Labor Day weekend, and all of them was right out there. And Richard and Ann, Buster, and Hare's daughter all bought the bus right out there.
Oh, okay.
Right out there.
That's where we all,
Yeah.
even when I was,
Yeah.
we'd always, everybody meet right there and catch the bus.
And they had, when April and them lived in a house back there, they had adopted 2 little boys,
Yeah.
and they started getting the bus out there. They just so-
Just where the bus stops.
but they moved, and so I don't know where they go to school at now. So.
So you've seen a lot of kids catch a bus out there then.
Oh yeah,
A lot of days. Yeah.
a lot of days.
Yeah.
All of them caught the bus out there, even Clifford Hill.
Mm-hmm.
And he went down to Miss Tate's to play with the boys when they got in from school, and I had went out to Miss Rhodes's to get something. I don't remember now what I went out there to get. And before I got back, he had went across the road to get Miss Tate's mail and started back across the road, and the car hit him.
Oh, I always.
She was a teacher from Harmony Grove.
Really?
She lived at between here and Magnolia. What's that little town? Not Stevens. On down further. You don't go through it. You don't go into town, but there's a bridge right there where you could turn off.
McNeil.
McNeil.
Well, I always thought you were here when that happened. Then you didn't see it then.
I
That's
didn't see it. I was at
yeah,
East Road.
yeah.
I came back and was when I got down there and got seen all the cars and everything.
You knew something was going
Mr.
on.
Hare, we had that yellow and white pickup truck. You remember? Mr. Hare met me because all the traffic I had to stop. I still didn't know what was going on, and I stopped and he said, "Scoot over, I'm going to drive you." And I mean, he flew to the hospital. And Howard Mosley met me outside because he was working there at the service station.
Who is that? Howard Mosley.
Mike's his daddy. Yeah.
Might
Remember
see
Mike?
is, but aren't they Mamaw Irwin's people?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, not Mamaw Irvin's brother.
Yeah.
He was Mamaw Irwin's brother.
Howard is Mitzi and James Howard and
Uh-huh.
Ben Bowes'
Okay.
mother.
Oh, okay.
They did. Louise was her name. She lived up there, close to Washita.
Right.
She's dead now. She passed away not too long ago. An awful long ago. She was living there with Joe Dodson. You know,
Well-
she married him, Joe Dodson, after Howard died.
Do you believe when we,
The one that had the store,
yeah,
that's his daddy.
oh, okay.
And then she married him. She married,
Dodson.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Jeff Dodson
Mm-hmm.
married the lady that's got the store.
Oh, okay. So, Mama, do you believe that when we get to heaven, we'll know our people?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So you get to see him again
My
then?
mom and daddy again.
Yeah.
My
Pat?
grandmas. Both grandmas are dead.
Right.
And
But
my
you-
grandma Bird lived at Luann. And Aunt Dorothy, my daddy's half sister, he only had 3 sisters and 1 brother. And his brother lived in Oklahoma. And I seen him twice. And I seen one of his sisters lived in Surreal, Oklahoma. And I seen her about 4 times. And Aunt Lucille lived in California, and I never seen her but one time. And her kids we was all little kids, but I remember them coming. And Daddy only had that one brother, and he lived in Oklahoma, and he had 3 stepsisters. And the one in Luann down here, she's got a daughter that lives not in Luann, but it's between Luann and Smackover. Off of that new bypass, you turn to the right, and she lives back in there, and she had 3 or 4 kids. And her name is Tinsley, and I just wonder if he was any kin to Beth. You know, she was a Tinsley. She married last, and she had whatever her name is.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know, she had two boys by that first husband. He committed suicide. Taylor was one of them's name.
I don't know